The night had teeth. Rain whispered against the windows of a tiny, run-down apartment in the heart of Detroit. Inside, a flickering lamp threw soft shadows over cracked walls, a worn couch, and a crib made of secondhand wood. On that couch sat Maya Thompson, a 27-year-old single mother with tired eyes and a phone trembling in her hand. Her baby, Liam, lay restless beside her, small fists opening and closing, searching for the bottle that wasn't there. She rocked him gently, whispering, "Just a little longer, baby. Mommy's trying, okay." Her phone screen glowed. A message draft opened to her best friend, Tara. "Hey, can you please loan me $25? I just need to get formula for Liam. I swear I'll pay you back Friday." Her thumb hovered over send. Then she sighed and rubbed her forehead. Tara had already helped twice that week. Maya didn't want to be a burden. Still, Liam's cries pierced the silence, and desperation won. She pressed send. Seconds later, the message disappeared into the digital void. She waited. 5 minutes. 10. No reply. Then the sound of a new message came through. Maya opened it and froze. "I think you have a wrong number." Her heart dropped. She scrolled up, realizing she must have mistyped Tara's number. She quickly typed back, embarrassed. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Wrong number. Please ignore that." A moment passed. Then another message appeared. "It's okay. Are you really trying to get baby formula?" Her throat tightened. Why would this stranger care? She hesitated before replying. "Yeah, things are tough right now. I just misdialed. Sorry for bothering you." The typing dots appeared, disappeared, then returned again. "How much does baby formula cost?" She frowned. "Why are you asking?" she muttered to herself. Then she typed back, "Depends on the brand. Around $25 to $30 for a small tub." "Look, really, I didn't mean to ask you. I'm fine. You don't sound fine." Her eyes stung. She didn't know this person. But those words, simple, human, kind, broke something open inside her. Before she could respond, another message appeared. "I'll send you $100. Buy what you need. And please don't say no." She stared at the message in disbelief. "Wait, what? No, I can't accept money from a stranger. Consider it a small kindness from one human to another." Before she could protest again, a notification appeared. $100 received via Cash App. Maya's mouth fell open. She quickly typed, "I can't accept this. Please let me send it back. Buy the formula. Feed your baby. Then, if it still bothers you, pay it forward someday." Something inside her shifted. Gratitude, confusion, fear, it all tangled together. She typed softly, "Thank you. You have no idea how much this means." "You're welcome." Then the screen went dark. Across the city, in a penthouse overlooking the Detroit skyline, Ethan Ward placed his phone down and exhaled. He was 45, impeccably dressed, even in solitude, with dark hair just starting to gray at the temples. His life had been built on precision. Numbers, investments, mergers, and a fortress of wealth few could imagine. But for all the zeros in his bank account, the silence in his apartment was deafening. His assistant, his driver, his board, all of them knew him as the man who didn't do personal. He hadn't spoken to his family in years. His wife had died 5 years earlier, leaving a hollow space he had filled with work and routine. But tonight, something cracked. The stranger's message, raw, human, desperate, had reached past all the walls. He walked to the window, watching rain blur the city lights. "Baby formula," he whispered. Of all things, he couldn't remember the last time someone had asked him for something real, something that wasn't tied to contracts or percentages. Over the next few days, Maya tried to move on. She bought formula, food, and even a small pack of diapers with the money. But guilt lingered. On the 4th day, she messaged the stranger again. "Hi, it's Maya, the mom who texted you by mistake. I just wanted to say Liam's doing better. Thank you again." After a minute, he replied, Glad to hear that, Maya. How's he doing now? Sleeping better. I think he missed having a full tummy. That's good. Babies shouldn't know hunger. She smiled at the screen. There was something about his tone, gentle, thoughtful, almost poetic. They started talking, slowly, carefully, about small things at first, work, weather, the price of groceries. Then deeper things, life, regret, loneliness. Ethan never mentioned who he was. He didn't want her to Google him and change the way she spoke. For once, he wasn't Ethan Ward, the billionaire tech investor. He was just Ethan, a man texting a mother trying to stay afloat. And Maya never asked. She didn't care who he was. What mattered was that someone listened without judgment. Weeks passed. Then one afternoon, Maya's phone buzzed again. Would it be strange if I dropped something off for Liam? She hesitated. You really don't have to. I want to. Just formula, diapers, nothing else. Her instinct screamed caution, but something about his sincerity made her nod anyway. Okay, she typed. But please, no expensive stuff. That Saturday, a black car pulled up in front of her apartment building. Maya stood by the window, nervous. The driver stepped out first, opening the back door. A man in a dark coat emerged, holding 2 brown paper bags. No bodyguards, no flashy suit, just quiet confidence and kind eyes. When he looked up at her window, she froze. He was older, yes, but there was warmth in his face. Something safe. She opened the door before he could knock. Ethan, he smiled faintly. Hi, Maya. Up close, his presence felt calm, grounded. He handed her the bags. Just a few essentials. Formula, wipes, some clothes for Liam. Her voice trembled. This is too much. He shook his head. Not for me. Maybe for you. It's a start. They talked for a while. Awkward at first, then naturally like old friends. Liam woke mid-conversation, crying softly, and Ethan's face softened. May I? He asked, gently taking the baby into his arms. Liam quieted instantly, his tiny hand clutching Ethan's finger. Maya watched, emotion building in her chest. You're good with babies. I used to be, he said quietly. My wife and I tried, but it never happened. The silence between them turned delicate, heavy with understanding. Over the next months, Ethan kept in touch. Sometimes he visited. Sometimes he just sent messages to check in. He never treated her like a charity case. He talked to her like someone who mattered. And in turn, Maya found herself opening up in ways she hadn't in years. She told him about her dreams, how she once studied nursing before life happened, how she wanted Liam to grow up proud of her. Ethan encouraged her to apply for a part-time program. Quietly, behind the scenes, he covered her tuition anonymously. When she found out weeks later, through a mysterious scholarship fund, she texted him in tears. Was this you? Does it matter? It does. Because no one's ever believed in me like that. Then start believing in yourself. But life doesn't always reward kindness easily. One winter night, Maya's landlord came by with bad news. The building had been sold, and everyone had 30 days to leave. She panicked. Rent prices had skyrocketed. With her part-time classes, she couldn't afford a new place. Out of desperation, she texted Ethan again. I hate to ask you this, but I don't know what to do. We're being evicted. He replied instantly. Pack your things. I'll take care of it. She protested. No, I can't keep letting you fix my life. I'm supposed to stand on my own 2 feet. He paused, then typed. Maya, sometimes standing up starts with letting someone hold you steady. 2 days later, a moving truck arrived with a lease agreement for a small but beautiful townhouse near her school, paid for 6 months in advance. She called him, tears choking her voice. Why are you doing this? You barely know me. His answer came softly through the phone. Because someone once saved me when I didn't deserve it. I've been waiting for a reason to do the same. Their bond deepened, but secrets have a way of surfacing. One evening, Maya's classmate recognized Ethan when he came to pick her up. She whispered, You know who that is, right? That's Ethan Ward. He owns half the tech companies in Michigan. Maya froze. Her stomach twisted. That night, she confronted him. Why didn't you tell me? He looked genuinely pained. Because the moment people know, they stop seeing me. They see the money, not the man. She crossed her arms. And what about me? Was I just a project to you? Some charity case to make you feel better about your past? His eyes darkened with hurt. Don't ever say that. You reminded me what being human feels like. The silence stretched between them. Finally, she whispered, I don't know if I can trust what's real anymore. He nodded. Then maybe you shouldn't. Not yet. He left quietly that night, rain once again streaking the windows. Weeks passed. Maya finished her semester, working double shifts to prove, to herself, to him, that she could stand tall. She didn't hear from Ethan until one morning, she got a call. A voice from his company told her Ethan had been in a car accident on his way to a board meeting. He was in critical condition. Her world blurred. Without thinking, she rushed to the hospital. When she arrived, he was unconscious, pale against the white sheets. Machines beeped softly around him. She sat by his bedside, trembling. You idiot, she whispered, tears falling freely. You don't get to just disappear like this. She took his hand, the same hand that had once held her son's so gently. You told me to believe in myself. Fine, but you don't get to stop believing in life. Hours later, his fingers twitched. Slowly, his eyes opened. Maya, she gasped, smiling through tears. You scared me. He gave a weak laugh. Sorry. Guess I owed you another miracle. Ethan recovered slowly, but something had changed. He told her one afternoon, sitting by the hospital window, I'm stepping away from the company, selling most of it. Why, she asked. Because I spent half my life chasing numbers. I want to spend the rest giving them meaning. He smiled faintly. There's a foundation I'm starting. For single parents, students, anyone who needs a second chance. I want you to help me run it. Her eyes widened. Me? You've lived it, Maya. You know what it feels like. I trust you more than anyone. She nodded, tears glistening. Okay, but only if I can name it. He smiled. Deal. What do you call it? She looked out the window, the city bathed in sunset. The second message, she said softly, because that's when everything changed. A year later, Maya stood on a stage at the foundation's launch. Cameras flashed, reporters asked questions, but she wasn't nervous. Ethan stood beside her, cane in hand, a proud smile on his face. When she spoke, her voice carried across the hall. A year ago, I sent a text by mistake. I thought I was begging for help. What I got instead was proof that one act of kindness can rewrite two lives. Not all wealth is in money. Sometimes it's in empathy. Sometimes it's in the courage to care. The audience applauded, but Ethan's eyes were on her alone. Later that night, as they stood outside watching the city lights, Maya said quietly, You changed my life, Ethan. He shook his head. You changed mine. A pause lingered, full of the kind of warmth that didn't need words. She smiled faintly. You ever think about what would have happened if I hadn't mistyped that number? He chuckled. Maybe I'd still be hiding behind numbers, and you'd still be apologizing for needing help. They laughed softly. He looked at her, really looked, and said, I guess sometimes the universe doesn't make mistakes. We just need to send the wrong message to find the right person. Months later, Maya received a message from an unknown number. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm trying to get money for my kid's medicine. Wrong number, I think. She smiled, tears welling up as she typed back. It's okay. How much do you need? The circle continued. Kindness reborn from one mistake that was never truly a mistake at all. And somewhere in the city skyline, two souls who once collided by accident now stood as proof. Sometimes, love isn't romantic. Sometimes, it's redemptive. And sometimes, one wrong text can save two lives.